Good evening, everybody. This is Daily Recall for May 19th, 2026. Tuesday night. Hopefully everybody's having a nice night. Not much, not a lot going on, but we have some local news. It's crazy. Our police department, it's becoming more and more dysfunctional, dysfunctional, just like a lot of other police departments in Ontario, like officers getting charged, let's say, like a lot of corruption scandals in Toronto and the surrounding police departments. Here we got some weird things going on. Our police want to build out like $100 million new fancy headquarters. Meanwhile, like, they can't stop crackheads from breaking into your car or your house. So people weren't too happy about that. And this police chief, what's his name, Derek Davis, he's kind of a controversial, like a public guy. Like, he likes to make a lot of public comments involving politicians and policy. So he's kind of controversial, I guess. And the latest thing is, like, he's the big pusher. He's pushing for this new police station and saying how it needs to get done and all this. But now he's been suspended amid a harassment complaint, I think. And they're investigating it. Now, it could be total bullshit. You know, like, people who got thin skin, they might have said, oh, you harassed me or you didn't treat me right. Or it could have some substance to it. I don't know. But it kind of just shows the dysfunction in Sarnia. City Hall, like, nothing gets done properly. It's just, it barely gets done. Things barely get done here. Not necessarily very well. And now you're seeing this dysfunction into the police department. First they're fighting the public over a fancy new station, which a lot of people didn't support. Now this, and like I said, it could be nothing to it. It could be bullshit, but it's just doesn't look good. Doesn't inspire confidence. And this comes amid just the general issue in the Canadian justice system, where no criminals get pay are brought. A lot of criminals aren't brought to proper justice in Ontario. So on top of that, you got the dysfunctional police departments. So let's read this article. It's interesting. And we're in an election year too. Police board's getting a lot of flack for their support of this guy. I guess they gave him like an extra huge contract, like a contract extension, like he's like winning the World Series, like a World Series coach or something. Okay, Sarnia police chief has been suspended with pay following they suspended him. I don't know, it must have something. This complaint must have something. I don't know how serious it is, but I guess maybe it's standard that he's been suspended with pay following a workplace harassment complaint. The service board, oh God. The services board chair says. So we have a police board in Sarnia. It's a weird system. They have different members of the police board, and they're in charge of the police department. Not the day-to-day operations, but like the big issue, budget issues and all that. Oh, come on. Sarnia Police Board has initiated a formal independent investigation following an internal complaint filed against Chief Derek Davis. Board Chair Kelly Ash said. The suspension took effect late Monday. She said, Happy Victoria Day to the chief there, I guess, calling the suspension a standard administrative process. Okay. To ensure a fair and transparent and unbiased investigative process. Okay, everybody's getting investigated in Sarnia. Mayor, councilors. It does not imply any determination of wrongdoing. Deputy Chief Michael Van Sickle is serving as acting chief of police. The board is finalizing a contract with a third-party law firm to complete the investigation. Of course, more money. Who knows how many thousands that'll cost. It's an independent law firm that we have not dealt with before. That was important to the board. That we outsource this to somebody who has no ties to the Sarnia Police Department. It's unclear how long the investigation will take. Like, that's crazy. Given the amount of time that the previous investigations within the city have taken, it won't be a short process. So that's crazy. Further information about the complaint cannot be shared. So yeah, the Sarnia Police Department in limbo for a while. It's a weird thing. Like, election year 2, and the one person on the police board who helped approve the contract extension for Derek Davis is running for mayor, Chrissy McRoberts. So she'll have to wear this one if it turns out bad. If the complaint has some meat to it, they're going to be stuck with a long contract. I don't know. Maybe they can cancel the contract if... I don't know. It's a mess. But the point is the chief's in limbo, and he was a very active chief. There were already issues with policing in Sarnia. The headquarters, too. Lots of controversy. Lots of friction between the mayor and the chief. So it's just a mess. And it's not going to help the situation in Sarnia where homeowners want the police to protect their stuff. But they might, they're still going to work, the police, but it's just dysfunctional. This whole thing is dysfunctional. So welcome to Canada. Just your average town in Canada. It's returning into a dysfunctional country. Okay. So it's always good I always like to cover the local news as much as I can. Instead of just talking about the Indians all the time. I got Indian fatigue. So that's good. I felt good. Okay, let's see what else. Like I said, it's hot as hell too. Like, it's weird, this weather. How it went from kind of a back and forth spring, like a hot and cold weather, to like super tropical hot. All right, so there's that Sarnia News Today, different. Workplace harassment. It'll be interesting to see what kind of harassment and who's doing the complaining. Like I said, we're in an election year, so it could be all politically motivated. We'll see. But he's going to be on leave until they get it sorted out. That's crazy. So I guess he's getting paid in his big fat contract. I don't have anything against the police, but I feel like it's doesn't matter how good they do their job. Criminals are going to be on the street anyway, so there's probably like a morale problem too. You keep arresting the same people. Here's this one that caught my eye just because, look, it's not an Indian guy. It's a Canadian coach, volunteer high school coach, charged in alleged sexual abuse of teen student. So, yeah, it's not an Indian. It's like, we have our own sex offenders here in Canada. That's why I always say we don't need to import more. But this bugs me because he's a volunteer high school rugby coach. The Calgary police, there's a lot of, this guy hasn't had a trial yet, but a lot of information here. Volunteer allegedly uncovered sexual abuse and exploitation of Teenage student over a 2-year period. Investigators allege the accused used his position of trust to groom the victim before the assaults began. Yeah, of course. Drew Allen Robertson, 50, of Calgary. Charged of sexual assault. Okay. So, this has caught my eye. I know it's in Calgary, but it's like, if you have kids, it's like, this is your horrible, like one of your biggest fears. And it's like, you can't leave your kids with anybody. Jesus. I don't trust very few people with my kids. Because, you know, you don't want, it's not worth risk, but it's pretty bad when kids can't even play rugby, get a rugby on a rugby team. But, yeah, watch your kids. Don't trust anybody with your kids. It's horrible. All right, next. And the Indian thing is like, oh, you kind of think, oh, it's just the Indian sex pest. But no, that's all. You got to be watching for all of them. Okay. Let's look. This is the start of the day here. I thought this video was all right. Derek rants. Canada is being colonized right before our eyes. Don't wait until it's too late to organize a pushback. They have to go back. I agree too. People think like, oh, you talk about it all the time. You're obsessed with it. But no, it's like, if you don't talk about it now, what's the use of talking about it when it's too late, you know? This is at the Ontario legislature when they're fighting.
Canadians have lost the ability to be able to identify what an invading army looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Canada, think about it for a second. What would it look like to you? Would it be people coming up on shores in boats, running onto our shores with weapons and stuff like that? Because that didn't happen. So is that what the trigger should have been? Like, there's a bunch of people that are not the same color as you, that don't speak the same language as you, wear different clothes than you, and they're allowed to wear weapons in your government buildings. They can have full-on arguments about the future of your children in a different language than what we understand.
It's ridiculous.
How are we allowing these people to take power over us? Why are we being so fucking oblivious to what's happening in this country? They don't care about you and your family. You don't get to have blood and soil. It's about them and their family and their language. They're in the buildings that our ancestors built for us. They have taken over those institutions. They're taking up our trade routes. They're pushing you out of your own country. Can't really say it any more fucking plain as that. An entire biker gang went to your premier's house.
Yep. They love Doug.
He wraps a rag on his head. For the people that are colonizing you, he's capitulating to them by wearing the uniform as a humiliation ritual. Patrick Brown, the mayor of Brampton, do you know how fucking stupid he looks?
Mm-hmm.
They're taking over. It may have happened over fucking a few years, a long time, but look at where we are now. You imagine trying to go into that building and trying to get something done that you thought was fucking important? Somebody that hasn't woken up yet. Somebody that hasn't realized what's going on yet, and they're still fighting for more migrants and refugees and more TFWs, and they go into their fucking government building to try and get something done, and it's like Mumbai. People are gonna wake up fast to what's going on.
Hopefully.
It's insanity. But
No, I like that. It's a good little video. And it's true. It's true. Like, they're literally taking over everything. More so in Toronto and then the immediate areas, but even everywhere, even in Sarnia. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. More of this Dominion Society had this Victoria Day rally yesterday. I thought it looked pretty good. And they didn't criticize, like, you couldn't criticize them, like, because they weren't breaking the law or they weren't doing anything. They're just holding the flags with the John A. cutout. All right, there they are there. So that's cool. It'd be nice to see more young people doing that, going to their rallies, and not just this group, but any other groups. That's cool. I'm sure the government will try and figure a way to ban them or stop them, just like in Australia. But hopefully more of those happen. And people are saying how, it was organized and they didn't get run off like run off by the Antifa guys, like Puck Daddy. What happened to Puck Daddy when he did his Toronto demo? They chased him out of the park. All right. This one, some girl crying about Indians. I don't know if this is real, but it's probably real.
I don't fucking care. I don't care.
She's got the nose ring too. I don't know, the lip ring.
I hate them. I need them off the streets. I need them off the road. I need them off the highway. I need them out of my town. I need them out of my country. Fuck. I'm so sick of them. I'm so...
I don't know. Sounds pretty authentic. White women being psychologically raped by the increasing presence of third world biomass entities. Physical rape isn't the only risk that they have to suffer mass deportations. Must be our number one priority. Yeah, women... I feel bad for the women. Although some of them might have voted for this or have bleeding hearts, now they're starting to realize, geez, I can't even walk around. And, for guys, it's like kind of an annoyance to be surrounded by, maybe. To be surrounded, it's more of an annoyance. But for women, it could be, getting raped. So, annoyed or getting raped, it's quite the difference. So yeah, I feel kind of bad for the women and girls in the new Canada, the new Canada, third world Canada. All right. Okay, more food bank scams. Every day I see a different Indian doing a food bank scam. Gives tutorial. Another Indian gives tutorial on how to scam a food bank. She looks like she's never missed a meal in her life. Indians laugh at people who show compassion and believe it's something to take advantage of. So yeah, so basically they're destroying the whole food bank system in Canada. And Canada had a pretty well organized food bank system. And they had a reliable supply of donations, both financial and food. And now that whole confidence, all those years of building, confidence and relationship with donors who thought, I'm going to help someone in my city so they don't rob me. That's all been destroyed because of the scammers. They literally just scam and they know they know how to do the paperwork. They know, and they just have no shame. Because the reason Canadians don't do that is because they know it's for emergencies only. But plus they have a little bit of shame. Like I don't think they could do it with a straight face, like just to save money on. Like let's say you have money, but you don't need the food bank, but you're just trying to save money because you're a cheapskate. You need a lot of shame. Or no, you have to have no shame to be able to do that. And apparently they have no shame. Let's see what she says here. I don't know what she's saying.
पण म्हणतात खाली आलो आणि भुरभुर चालू होती.
She looks like she uses a food bank.
वरती जाऊन छत्री घेऊन आलो. कॅनडा मधल्या वेदरचं काय सांगता येत नाही. एका दिवशी पाऊस पडतो तर दुसऱ्या दिवशी ऊन असतं, तिसऱ्या दिवशी स्नो पडतो. हे एका स्टोर सारखं असतं आणि त्या स्टोरच्या बाहेर एक बाई असते. तिला आपलं नाव आणि फॅमिली मध्ये किती लोक आहेत ते सांगायचं असतं आणि त्यानुसारच गोष्टी घ्यायच्या असतात. आणि यांचे इथं व्हॉलंटियर्स पण थांबलेले आहेत. आपल्या हाताने नाही घ्यायचं. ते विचारतात आपल्याला काय पाहिजे, पण या काउंटरला सगळं पॅकेज फूड आहे. मी जसं एका व्हिडिओ मध्ये सांगितलेलं लोक जास्त रेडी टू मेक फूड आयटम्सच घेतात. या स्टोर मध्ये जेवढ्या पण गोष्टी विकायला असतात त्या कुणी ना कुणी डोनेट केलेल्या असतात. इथं कांदे, बटाटे, बाकीची फळं, भाज्या, दूध, अंडी, ब्रेड्स आणि हे बाकी सगळं पॅकेज फूड भेटतं आणि सगळं फ्री असतं.
It's like a free supermarket. So anyway, it's totally destroying the food banks in Canada, and the food banks are kind of screwed either way because they want to be politically correct. They don't want to discriminate. And also they can get in trouble for discriminating by our commie government. So either way, they're screwed. So it's like they're going to have to just say no. They're going to have to start putting their foot down and say, okay, we don't think you should be going to the food bank. You know, like it's simple as that. And we've seen some of that happening. There's another food bank guy. Oh, I think we saw him yesterday, but I like the comment here by this Karen Woods. She said, my organization used to host a volunteer day at the Seva Food Bank in Mississauga every year. Parents, students, people would stop by the food bank to help sort food and donate non-perishable canned goods. I stopped doing that 2 years ago. I saw Syrian refugees wearing Canada Goose jackets, getting stuff at Seva. I saw Indian international students get free stuff at Seva. Canadian generosity isn't supposed to be taken advantage of. We are not suckers. So that's the thing. It's like when you see that and when you hear that, you see these videos and you hear it makes you not want to donate. And then now they're crying that they have no donations. So here's Sarnia Food Bank. Into the Good Shepherd, I think it is. Yeah, Into the Good Shepherd. They're starting to do this now. They're saying due to our decreasing donations, our food bank now serves a maximum of 40 households per day to help ensure we can continue supporting those who rely on us. So they're saying, I'm assuming they have a cap now of 40 households per day to keep operating, and they're saying it's decreasing donations, but what they're not saying is what we said is the abuse of the food banks, and as a result people stop donating. So they don't mention why those donations decreased, which would have been cool if they did. But it's like the invaders abusing food banks in Sarnia is such a shame. Because the food banks were a good system in Canada. Obviously, you shouldn't want any food banks in your country, but let's say you had a food bank and it was there for that single mother or the guy who's some disabled person who just needed a few extra groceries to get him through the end of the month. It was a good thing to have, and now it's gone. And it kind of represents the bigger destruction, the more general destruction of Canada, when you let in all these incompatible cultures, very incompatible. All right, so this armchair social justice warrior was mad because I said the sign literally says no, not enough people are donating. Like I said, it's because of people abusing it. And I'm like, it says too many people are abusing the food banks. Just got to read between the lines. Like the decreasing donations is because people are abusing the food banks. All right. Soon there will be no food banks. Or there'll be a new way to distribute food. Maybe an app. They'll do an app where your food will get to actual somebody who's not abusing it. All right. It's a damn shame. Okay. Next, back to this Dominion Victoria Day rally. This is funny. There's always one of these guys who freaks out over any form of Canadian nationalism. He's a brainwashed boomer. All right. Weak and pathetic men like this guy are the reason Canada is in the shape it's in today. So I guess this guy, so in Hamilton, a CBC brainwashed local who couldn't even define what a Canadian is stormed the scene screaming racist and fascist at everyone in sight. Ironically, he was the only one hurling racial slurs, viciously branding Daniel Thierry a white fucking cracker. Unfortunately, this guy is teaching our children. Yeah, that makes sense. Total sense. It sounds like a teacher of Ontario, Doug Ford's Ontario.
Fascists make me really angry. Okay, well we're not afraid. What is a fascist? What is a fascist? What is a fascist? What is a fascist?
Fascist is a nationalist, usually racist, usually religious, anti.
Okay, now what is a Canadian?
What?
What is a Canadian?
That's such a hard question, sir.
What is a Canadian?
What is a Canadian?
You tell me.
We're asking you.
No,
The
we're
guy
asking you.
Yusuf who lives across the street is a Canadian. Yusuf who lives. I teach school, so I teach kids named Muhammad.
Oh, no.
I teach kids named.
We're
Yusuf.
going to Gage Park.
Yeah, don't touch me, bro.
Oh.
Seriously. I'm surrounded by people here. Like,
Roll out. Don't worry about it, guys.
because somebody has to be here to talk to
A lot of young people at the Dominion thing, so that's good.
Right, I am free to leave.
Except for this old boomer. Yeah.
But one guy got like there was fucking how many of you fucking yahoos?
So they just can't take it.
More and more.
There's only one yahoo right there. You're a racist fucking cracker.
You just called me a cracker. You're a racist, bro.
I am racist.
Yes. Yeah, you used a slur.
What?
You used a slur.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
against
Because you're so grumpy. You're so angry. Yeah.
We're happy. We love our country.
You're racist. You feel superior. You're feeling of superiority, right?
Yeah.
Just don't engage with the
Guys like that. That's why I wanted to show that video. That guys like that. There's a lot of guys like this in Canada. He's a teacher, of course. That makes perfect sense. Meanwhile, I've seen this group of men, I don't know if they're Sikhs, but they're Indians, openly waving banned rifles in public. Gun and Glory in Hope, BC. Sikh men chilling on a public riverbed during Victoria Day weekend, casually passing around a black assault-style rifle like it's a beer. AR-15 style. Prohibited since 2020. Open carry ban. Law-abiding Canadians surrendered their guns. This is what we imported instead. So they have this gun fetish. Like a lot of their videos have them shooting guns. It's like, what are you guys planning with these guns? Of course they They want to be gangsta. Probably doing the opium too. Remember, we were talking about opium yesterday. All right. This isn't the first gun video. We see lots of videos with them with guns. They'll probably shoot themselves, judging by all the train videos. But All right. Next. We were talking about this yesterday too. About these idols thrown in the river. This guy, I guess, Canadian poster, bears aware, retrieved and properly disposed these idols he found in Lake Muskoka, surrounding by $1 million cottages and pristine biodiversity. The Hindu community argues these are biodegradable. Can you spot the electric cord? Yeah, I see electric cord there. So that's what they're throwing in the river. It doesn't look like, it might not look like much, but times that by 1 million. Like, they're doing this on the down low probably. But it should be totally illegal. Like, polluting the water for some foreign religion makes no sense. I live right by the St. Clair River here. Beautiful river. Had its pollution problems, but looks like it's looking good now. But I'm sure they'll just try and destroy that if given the chance. With all these, I hate, like, it's just throwing all this trash into the river. I'm just paranoid because I've seen all the videos in India of their rivers, and it's like, wow, I do not want that here. I don't like the rivers, literally trash rivers, and then the rivers that aren't full of trash have like dead bodies floating by. It's weird. All right, but they're trying to do that here slowly. It's a slow start. All right, now we got Danielle Smith again with the dress up. It's a bit chilly, but that didn't stop the incredible energy at Holi celebrations in Calgary this weekend. I had a wonderful time taking in the colors, music, dancing, and festive atmosphere. I thought Holi was like 2 months ago. This is another complaint I have about the Indian stuff is the holidays and all this that they force holidays and whatever. Holidays and religious things and whatever that they make our politicians attend and like humiliate them. It's like you have to attend. And Danielle Smith, she was getting pilloried last week for saying how the Sikh thing was getting bigger than a stampede. And now she's at it again. Where is she? Oh, she's got the thing on her face. A little color on her face there. Okay. The Holi, I guess they throw colors powdered around. I don't know what the hell. There she is. Okay. It's like they have stuff every month. They're worse than the gay pride stuff. I know the LGBTQ crowd has June locked up. But they're trying to get the rest of the year. These guys got it all year. There's an Indian thing going on like literally every week that our politicians are going to. It's weird. All right. There's a Dominion Society again. Yeah, I guess they removed a statue of John A. Macdonald in Hamilton because Hamilton's a total woke third world shithole. So you doesn't make any sense to have John A. Macdonald standing there. But he's I guess the statue of him in Queen's Park's been uncovered. So like he's a great Canadian. There shouldn't be any debate over John A. Macdonald. Very passionate Canadian. Yeah, I didn't know Hamilton got rid of their John A. Macdonald statue. Here's Tristan Jones. This is how real Canadian nationalists organize. Professional, well-organized, determined, filled with grit and an indomitable spirit, ready to fight for our country. No counter-protest, no disorganized mess, and not like what Puck Daddy would do. We will get remigration, joined Dominion Society. So yeah, good for them. Young Canadians, they're young. All right. Yeah, and they were organized. They didn't get run out of their own event. All right. More of this Indian Idol stuff. Canucker. Throwing Hindu statues in Canadian natural bodies of water, also polluting while performing religious ceremonies, is different and is no different than commandeering public spaces for mass Islamic prayer. Our Christian founded country is besieged by heathens who worship idols, not Canadian. Yes, well, obviously, Canada's a Christian country. Like, it was founded. Now they're trying to change it, of course, bringing in all these different religions. But the point is throwing these idols in the rivers should be totally illegal. And the longer they let it go on, the harder it's going to be to stop. It's just like the praying, when the Muslims are praying in the street. That should have been stopped right away. And the halal everywhere, like literally everything's halal. That should have been stopped right away. So the same thing with this Hindu stuff, throwing this shit in the water. It's got to be stopped right away. Like, I don't know. It's just going to get out of hand. And it's full of all sorts of chemicals. Like, I'm sure, like, I don't think they're biodegradable like they say. Next, World Cup's coming to Toronto next month. I'm sure, hopefully it goes well, but I don't know, Toronto on the best of days is falling apart, so it's going to be interesting to see how it does for the World Cup. Apparently they spent City Hall spent $200,000 on condoms that were made in Malaysia for the World Cup. I didn't know that. So Toronto tax dollars are hard at work. All right. Thought that was funny. Yeah, Toronto's a mess, and they're spending $200,000 on condoms. Oh my god. All right. This third world Brampton. What are you going to do with Brampton? Almost you have to build a big wall around Brampton and just let them destroy each other. And then when it's basically finished, then you take the wall down and clear it all out. This is what happened yesterday. In case you were wondering how chaotic things got at Chinguacousy Park in Brampton yesterday before the police had to shut it down, here's a small montage. How many heritage Canadians can you spot? So basically it was a big shit show in Brampton. And Brampton is all the indicators. They're crime, fraud, assault, sexual assault, car accidents. Just horrible place. It's literally needs to be walled off. Like, you know how you wall off a quarantine zone there? That's what it needs. Let's watch this. Sorry.
Hello, everybody. We are at Chinguacousy. Before anything happens, y'all can see mad peaceful. You know, right now. We need you. Chad, this is crazy. Yo, she just bumped into me, Chad. She just bumped into me. Yup. Oh, they're doing this shit right in front of the cops. Chad, they're letting fireworks right in front of the cops. Look. Right in front of the cop car.
I don't know.
Chad, look. What? They took over the road. Chad.
Is this big?
We took over the whole road.
Hold on. Brampton trending. 13 people arrested yesterday at Brampton Park in connection with firework incidents. Look at these guys. Would you want your kids to go to that? Oh. All right, we saw that video. I saw a good video of them. Here it is.
Oh my god, he's in the car doing it! He's doing it in the car! Oh my god!
That's Brampton. It's really turning into a third world city.
Are they stupid? The police station is right there! Oh my god, is he driving off? Oh my god, he is. It's like a drive-by shooting, but it's fireworks! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Cops really look like they're controlling that situation.
Dude! This is insane! Oh my god!
Can't wait till Canada Day.
Oh my... Oh my god. Where is he? Where's that coming from? I don't know. Oh, there's more. Where is he? Where is he? Where are those coming from? He's not there anymore.
Anyway, you get the picture. Just total lawlessness in Brampton. It's weird, you know. If you're like a law-abiding citizen, they'll come right after you if you're doing something, one little thing wrong. But this can go on, no problem. 4 teens charged with jewelry store robbery in St. Thomas. Teens. They should be under the youth criminal justice act. They can't be named. They should be named. If you're old enough to rob a jewelry store, pretty sure you don't need the youth criminal justice act to protect you. I just want to read it. We've seen a lot of teens murder suspects a lot. So it's clear we need to end at jewelry store robberies in other cities. So it's clear home invasions, carjackings. Like, it's clear the Youth Criminal Justice Act needs to be adjusted and say, hey, if you do this kind of stuff, it's not for stealing comic books, you know. We're not going to name you for stealing comic books, but if you're robbing jewelry stores or killing people, you shouldn't be protected by this Youth Criminal Justice Act. 4 teenagers charged after robbing a jewelry store and fleeing the area. This is St. Thomas, too. It's not Toronto. St. Thomas is a bedroom community of London, Ontario. Okay. So 5:44 p.m. on Monday. Right in broad daylight. Okay. 4 pro-mass individuals. I wonder where they're from. The kids. Doesn't sound like St. Thomas kids would do something like that, but maybe. All right. Okay. 3 of the suspects forcibly smashed the front glass door of the jewelry store, and once inside, they smashed multiple display cabinets and stole several items before fleeing the scene. And then I guess they crashed the car a couple hours later with a transport truck, which is hilarious. Okay, on 401 Highway 401. So the east of Cambridge. So they weren't from St. Thomas. They came down probably from, Kitchener or Toronto, let's say. Oh, God. What happened here? So, yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if the criminal bosses or gang leaders send the kids on purpose because they know Canada, nothing's going to happen to them. And they got caught this time, but they could have got away. All right. I'm sure more get away than get caught is what I'm saying. All right. Next, back to Alberta. Edmonton's Royal Alexandra Hospital implements weapons detection system. So basically, you have to go through metal detector to get into the hospital now. You have to do that in courts, but now hospitals. It's like total third world here in Canada. When you have to go through hospital detectors to go through metal detectors at a hospital, it's pretty bad. Soon the schools. Like, why would you? I don't know. Why would you have to do that? Edmonton Central Hospital. I keep hearing from people in Edmonton it's becoming a bigger, more of a shithole every year. Edmonton Central Hospital is getting its promised weapons detection system after a stabbing occurred in April. Alberta has made a number of changes. Oh, God. What are they going to kick me out? Alberta has made a number of changes in hopes of improving safety at the hospital. Now all patients and visitors must go through a weapon detection system before entering the emergency department. The detection system is similar to that at concerts or sports venues. So it's only the emergency department? I guess. Still bad. Okay. So basically this is like going to the airport or going to a courthouse. It's pretty soon everywhere we're going to have to put metal detectors in of public places, I mean. So yeah. It's a shame. It's a damn shame. All right, that's it for today. Kind of a slow day, but hopefully I'm gonna try and talk about stuff, more positive things, hopefully sometime in the future. So next broadcast will be May 22nd, Friday, May 22nd. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens until then. It's been boring lately, though. Boring. We'll see you on Friday.